What up and welcome in. Oh, hi.
Phasmophobia
Yeah, we know what it is.
by Alan Wake.
We're well aware of who you are. Hi, friends. How we doing?
Welcome back.
We're getting right into it, man.
Ready for you.
We're getting right into it. We're just gonna cut out the middleman. We're just gonna cut it out. We're gonna go right for it. What up, Dream? How we doing, friends? Good to see you all. Hello, hello, hello. 2 streams one day. I know. Listen, I hung, like, the fam and I, we went to the movies for my son's birthday. We did all the things, we did all the stuff, so much running around today. And then, and I told the missus, I was like, hey, so what are your plans? She's like, I have a lot of work to do. I was like, then I know what I'm doing. So here we are. But yeah. Welcome in, friends. Good to see you all. Hope you're good. Thought my phone was bugging. No bugging. No, you're good. How am I liking it? Dude, let me turn this down a little bit, just a smidge. There's like, I almost, because of all the ambient noise, I kind of feel like I can't have music on. I almost like have to leave it off. I played the update this morning. I think it's great, man. I think that it's great. They did such a great job with the reskin of the maps. It's been so great. Yeah. Jay, don't worry about it, man. Listen, we all get busy, dude. Not to mention, this is 2 streams on a day that I don't normally stream. So, to be fair to anybody that is not here, that makes sense. Yeah. But our goal for this evening is to get some points. We need to go through this. We need to complete our own personal points. And I want to get these new ghosts, man. I want to get the new ghosts. If you didn't know there's new ghosts in the game and you've been absent for the past bit, yeah, there's 2 more ghosts that have been added. Yeah. Love the event. What I enjoy most is that it's not a grind like the Cursed Hollow. You know what's great about the event? This wall. This wall is what's great about the event. I don't understand what you have to do in the update. Does it explain it well on this? Does it? Maybe it doesn't. Long story short, what you need to do, I'll explain. The reason, yeah, there's no leaderboard. F the leaderboard. Who the hell cares about a leaderboard? No, thank you. No, spank you. So, what you need to do with this event, you need to go to each of the maps that are renamed that have the symbols. So, the Oh Dear Diner, Cauldron Lake, Coffee World, and then the Elderwood Palace Lodge. You need to go find a certain number of dolls, and then you need to go find a certain number of, allow me to show you, that you can know what the name of it is because of this. They're called the words of power. That's what the little squig, the reason it shows like a little squiggly like this is because it's a bunch of words that make like a spiral. So you need to use UV and find a certain amount of them on each of these maps. So 20, 18, there's only 10 on Coffee World, Camp Woodwind, you know what I mean? 20 on this one. The dolls look like this. They are all different. And you find certain ones on certain maps. So you can't solve this unless you find all of the dolls because each map has certain ones. Yeah. Complete the event? Yeah, so did I. I just need to do the personal points now. Yeah, and yeah, you're right. And not to mention, you can find charms inside of the event, maps as well. You can find the deer mask, the lunchbox, the Mr. Drippy mascot, and also the thermos. And these all hang from your ID card that is now on your freaking chest. Yeah. How long is this going for? I think till June 2nd. If I read that correctly, it should be. Army Vet, thank you for the 42 months, friend. Relentless, thank you for the 16. Thoughts on the new ghost? I haven't had them yet. I can't tell you. I don't know. It's a mystery. Like, I know the idea of what they are, but I haven't had a way to test them because I haven't gotten them yet. So I'm not going to be doing friendly ghosts now so that we can actually get some event points. I think that is our plan. Hi, Mayor. What's up, Shauna? When event and update, does anyone constantly get kicked or have their... It sounds... I've heard other people having the same issue, so I don't think you're alone. Do you grab the dolls and take them to the truck? Nope, you just pick them up. Nope. When you pick up the doll, you're going to hear like a scribble. Basically means that you got that one jotted down. You don't actually have to take it anywhere. You pick it up, it'll put it back down. That's it. And then once you've collected all the dolls from all the maps, then you come back here and then there's a piece of paper here that's like a, think of it like a riddle that you need to figure out. Yeah, I'm going to, I have had zero time to work on it, but I'll probably post my first look video tomorrow. That'll be, I think, the plan. Are you happy to finally have your blind ghost in the game? You know, I am. I want to get it. I want to get it. I've been asking for this type of ghost. Anybody that comes into my stream asks me like, hey, what kind of ghost do you want to see? I explain whenever anybody comes in here and they say, hey, what kind of ghost would you add to the game if you could add one? This is the description I give. Yeah. Knight, thank you for the 5 subs. Tazzy, thank you for the sub. Thank you so much. Do we know if it's permanent? It has to be. You know, I was like speculating earlier, but there's no way that they're going to add these in here for the event and then make them leave because they're not event driven ghosts. It's not like these ghosts are particular for this event. They are just added. Mezzo confirmed that it was permanent in the fast chat. Thank you, Mayor. There you go. One of the mods confirmed that they're permanent. You missed new ghosts? Yeah, you did. The old Ass Wang and Cormos. You might have. It's possible. They should stay. I think they're going to stay. Yeah. Does anyone know if Sunny Restricted is fixed? Yes, it is. It was in the patch notes. It's fixed. I've had the ghosts outside the event map. They're here to stay, thankfully. Sweet. Sweet. All right. Well, I've already done, so if you missed it earlier today, the stream is there. I haven't posted a video about it yet, but if you want to go back and watch the VODs, they're live, of course. I've already found the dolls. I've already solved the riddles. I've already found the words of power. We've done all that. So now what I can do is actually just go for event points so that I can knock out my personal one so that I can get my angel lamp charm. The ass hat ghost is a pain in the neck. Oh, I want to get him, man. He did have a good birthday. Thank you. Yeah, we celebrated it on the weekend because it was in the middle of the week, but he still got stuff today. So it was nice. 29 ghosts. Yeah. So now all the people that are always like, they need to add more ghosts. They need to put more boo, 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 boo. Like, okay. I want more maps. I want more lobbies. I want more like, just freaking chill. Today's your son. Oh, it's your son's birthday too. Happy birthday. So can the Cormos sense you similar to the Diane, or will it path if you move? My assumption based on what I read from the description in the journal is that ghost is blind and can't see you. But if you move, it knows where you are. So I don't know if there's a set distance to it or if it's just infinite. So there's a lot of testing that has to be done. Yeah. Hard to say. Trip, you're welcome in. But we need to start going in here and trying to get some event points. So let's do the things. I stood out in the open and watched the Cormos run by. Oh, I want to get it. I want to get it. I want it in or around my life. Yeah. Are they doing any drops for the event? There's no drops right now. I think I saw that there were some ranges. Ooh, okay. That'd be good to know for sure. For sure. Kenzie, thank you for the 5 months. Okay, so we're gonna go to the Oh Dear Diner, and we'll do it on professional. I could do it on Nightmare. It would be a little bit more points. I'm torn. I'm torn. I think we'll do pro. Because I'm gonna run around and I'm gonna use the light to go get rid of the shadow demons. So we'll be good. Gonna watch with dinner. Hey, let's go. Arabic, thank you for the gifted. Thank you so freaking much, guys. Okay, also, I will reiterate this another time. We have raised over $8,000 for St. Jude. I have balloons that are behind me that have random things that I have to do. If we reach 9,000, we spin the wheel, which is that said wheel over there. And then whatever color it lands on, I have to pop one of said balloons that are back here. And whatever it says I have to do right now. So whenever we reach 9,000, that will happen. And then when we reach 10, then I add a 12-hour stream to the schedule. Let's go. All right, we're going to do pro. We are going to go to the diner. Let's go.
All right, we're here.
Onward.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation.
And it's also raining literally everywhere.
There have been new reports of a curse.
All right, let me do this real quick too.
This must be the reason that the ghost was summoned here. Take a look. You may be able to use it to your advantage.
All right, there we go. Gentle Giant, thank you for the biddies. All right, well, if you haven't seen this yet, you're about to. Oh, I never even thought to check the cams for these heathens. Look at them just hanging out. Well, we're going to change that now, aren't we? Hey, Starbucks. Ray, thank you for the biddies. John, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome in. Am I late? No, you're good. Listen, dude, I don't normally stream this day, this time anyway. So if you're here, I appreciate you. All right, do I want to do that? Or it's such a back and forth game for me because like on one hand, I want to get rid of those damn things because they make noise. On the other hand, I want to go figure out what the ghost is or where the ghost is and get all that stuff. So maybe I figure out where the ghost is first, and then we go around and get our shadow demons. Maybe that's what we do. It's gonna be we'll do some trial and error here and figure out what's best for us. Yeah, Blondie, thank you for the raid. How was stream, friend? Look at these heathens. Look at it. Look at it. You're not stopping me from honking. Not today, demon. What's up, Cash? How are you? Shadow demon. Yeah, well, I'm calling them shadow demons. They're not called shadow demons. I keep forgetting what they're called. Taken? I think they're taken. Hey, what you playing? All right, no juice, no juice. But there's so many of them. You see how many there are? My God. Oh, Starbucks, thank you for the gifted subs, dude. Thank you. And Squishy, thank you for the 10 months. Burr Brown, welcome in. All right, let's get the power on. Look, there's so many. But look at this. So if you haven't seen this yet, look at the hallway, right? Now look at the hallway. I like it. It is pretty effing cool. All right. Power's on. The new ass hat ghost seems to not give dots often. Oh, great. Not really that cold. Hey, how are you? Looking for Ghosty. Really no obvious temps anywhere. Live again, Sharkbait, I am. Found ya. All right. Maybe what I do is I go get the light thing so we can get rid of all of these taken that are within like this route here so that I can just remove the noise. Because look, they're even out here trying to get on my nerves. Hey, Raging Cajun, how are you? Do any dots ghosts give dots often? The Goryo is supposed to give them more often. I kind of call shenanigans though. They're supposed to. And it's 226 for anybody curious. All right, give me this guy. We don't need to worry about the UV stuff anymore. That's basically donezo. Give me a crucifix. Give me the light guy. Give me this. Cool. The downside. I'll go put this in here first and then we'll worry about it. Why is the hand still messed up? It's not that messed up. It could use some work. Ooh, you can see them better with the video camera. UV messed up? No, it's not messed up. Bitch. I just don't need to, oh, come on. I just don't need to use it to go find those, the words of whatever they're called because I've already done it. Would you? Oh, come on, dude. Look at this junk. I can't get rid of it. Gotcha. Right in the crotch. Bet he didn't like that, did he? Need to look into the event. You're confused. What are you confused about? Bye. There, see? Get rid of all the ones that are like within the path, so that way we're free and clear. Yeah. Why is Nell's Diner now the Oh Dear Diner? Because of the Alan Wake collab. You've never heard of Alan Wake? I would suggest giving it a Google. I would highly suggest, hey, look, there he is. I would highly suggest going to YouTube and looking up like Alan Wake explained in 5 minutes. It is going to be the best thing that you can get because someone telling you what it is in 10 seconds is not going to give you it's not going to do it justice. So what is Alan Wake? It's a game. It is a universe. What's up, Dead End? How are you? All right. So, old McGhosty. Yeah, okay. It's still walking back and forth there. Good deal. What's our sanity? 79. That's totally fine. Let's get Dot's book and Spirit Box. Hey, Courtney. Good to see you. How's it now compared to last week? Oh, look at this. I mean, we now have the ability to switch our items instantly again. So they reverted that change. Fantastic. Fantastic. You son of a bitch. Well, it was kind of cool seeing that happen in front of me. Oh, that's right. You burst the lights because you suck and we hate your face. Where are you?
Taken away.
Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? We'll do here. Where are you? I think. Hold on. Let's put this. Okay, it's back in here now. Where are you? Where are you?
From behind.
Where are you?
Slips away.
Which? It keeps leaving the room. Okay. Spirit box. What do you think about the new? Oh, the Alan Wake update is fantastic. I love it. This event is so good. Love, love, love. I'm jealous your spirit box works. Well, just give yours a couple of tappies and you'll be good to go. Just give it a little tappy. A little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. Nico, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Like the event is so much better than the others. It is so good. This, very, honest opinion about the event. It's probably one of the best events that they have done. In all honesty. Just tap it in. Okay, I can see the book, but I don't know about the pen. That I'm not sure about. The thunder sounds better. You like it. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Nico, how was your stream? Spirit Box only works in single player for some people. Really? And we're sure that these people have tried to get Spirit Box by themselves? What happened in Nell's Diner? Alan Wake came in there and just started trying to sell his book and changing all the wallpaper. It's crazy. Yeah. No, the 2 new ghosts are confirmed to be permanent, so we will have them forever. Yep. I would love to get them. That would be quacktastic. Cormos is a possibility. I do have Spirit Box, but I'm not getting anything else. So we're going to bring in Salt. We're going to bring in UV. We're going to give ourselves a little stabby stab. What else do we have? I need 2 sounds, so let's go try to do that. Dusty's Trail still plays. Yes, confirmed. Confirmed, 100%. Dr. Death, thank you for the follow and the prime. Thank you, man. Oh, that was the light. Okay. Yeah, see, look at that. And it's only when you turn the lights on. And it does that on all the maps. It's just a different style of light, which is super cool. Lisa got the blind. I saw her clip. Yeah, I seenst it. I seenst it. Would you shut up? All right, still no writing. Where are you? Are you here? I don't think it's in the room right now. How do you do the doll puzzles? You need to go find all the dolls, and then you have to use the paper that you find inside of the lobby to solve the riddle by using the dolls and the chalk on the floor. The chalk drawings. Okay. I don't want to lay down the salt if it's not here. Where are you? Are you here? Shit. Let's check our temps. Oh, you bitch. Of course you moved out into the room that has no lights, you butthole. Oh, yeah? How you feeling with that? Hot shot? All right, give me this. Give me this. Okay, now you can shut up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You there. You there. You there. Man, I wish that they would just make the animation just like boop, and that's it. Literally just boop. I don't do the full thing. We don't need it. It is unnecessary. Is the sound recorder closer to our face? Oh, steppies. No UV. Okay. It does seem like it. The EMF, not so much. Like, not as much as it probably should be. Bro, what are you hiding from me? Now you're writing the book after you've moved rooms, you jerkhole? Wow. Wow. This dude's rude AF. Oh, all the new ghosties are gone. Who even cares anymore? Who even cares? Where are you?
It's taken away.
I bet you were. Okay, I didn't think about trying to record sounds coming off of the event ghost. Where are you? Are you here? It's over there. Hold. Where are you?
Found far from their home.
Yeah, I didn't think about that part. Media. You heard what they said. All right, dude. What are you hiding from me? that is not a whisper. Maybe it is for this ghost, because this ghost is loud AF whenever it's hunting. it's so close to freezing. It's a spirit. Honestly, I'm going to be honest. I don't even care about it hunting. Getting the ghost correct, getting a few objectives, getting some of the shadow demons, getting some of whatever they're called. Like that's money. That's money. Louder than its own footsteps in the parallel. Yeah, yeah. Hey, what's up? Thank you for the raid, dude. I think we'll have to take it. Twig! What up, dog? Twig, how are you liking the update, friend? Hello. What's up, Lynn? Chico, welcome in. I would normally have music, but like the ambient sound that's coming off of the game right now, I don't want to interrupt it. It feels necessary. Drew, welcome in. Hello. Yeah, I did see that the welcome mat still says Nels, which I'm assuming is an uh-oh. That's my assumption. A whoopsie. An oops. So I don't know. I got 41 event points for that. Jeez. I'll take it, man. Oh, no, I haven't. Oh, I have not turned the radio on in the lobby. Oh, we should do that. Dude, I gotta be honest. The ambient sound might be a little bit too loud when I'm trying to listen to other things. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Just a touch. Just a touch. The menus have the new diner name. Yeah, we saw that earlier. Yeah, Twig, I hope you had a blast, friend. I played it early this morning for my first look, and we did all the things, solved all the puzzles. We got all the things. It's so good. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. It's fan-flippin-tastic. Now, something we did notice, which I'm still assuming is the case until we... Well, actually, wait a minute. How far away am I from getting my personal one? We'll know when I complete this, for sure. Hey, Maxwell. So these pages have numbers on them, and we are missing pages 2 and 3, and something... Oh, sorry. And something that we had noticed was that I have pages 1, 4, and 5. 1, which was there, 2, 3, 4, 5. I completed these and those papers showed up, so I'm wondering if 2 and 3 are going to show up when these are done. So, I don't know, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. Oh, Russell, it's all good. No, you're good. Crimson, thank you for the 34 months. If you guys came over with Twig, I appreciate you guys coming over so much. Thank you, Twig. If you have to raid and run, I appreciate you, friend. I hope that you had the bestest time. Personal goal unlocks page 3. So what happens when we unlock all the pages? Just saying. More puzzles? I like me some puzzles. I do like them. All right, let's go to Coffee World, because this is the closest I'm ever going to get to my damn carnival map.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up.
Jeez, dude. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Got the intel.
I might go in there with this first. I might go in there and just go to town. How do you know what pages you have? They're numbered on the desk. They're numbered on the desk. Yeah. I'm here to have my cheek. What the hell is spoofed off? Spooked off? Spoofed? What the hell? All right, give me the flashlight. We're gonna go around. Oh. I want a carnival map really badly. Like a lot. Like with a spork? Like from the toilet? Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate you. Bring a smudge? What do I need a smudge for? Love the ambient music. I just love how themey it is. I love it. The new ghosts? I don't know. I haven't gotten them yet. No clue. No idea. All right, they said bring a smudge. I feel like they know something I don't know. All right, let's go. Who wants some? We are getting rid of all of you. Every last one of you are going bye-bye. That's right. Every last damn one of you. Oh, hey, my coffee pot's there again. Did you get hunted? Ah, nah, it's Ghost's not gonna hunt. The ghost is stupid. What? Oh, that was weird. Last time I was in here, one was going potty. Yep, still is. I feel like Lord Voldemort. He's taking a wee. What are the rules? They popped up for a second and then vanished. You should be able to pull them up from the cogwheel, but I'm pretty sure that you can't actually chat until you actually agree to them, correct? Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Cheebs. Oh, Cheebs. It is good, man. It is good. It is quacktastic, my friend. I'll turn the lights on. We'll see all the stuff. I'm just getting rid of all of these taken right now. What is the point of these? Well, they're not ghosts. They're taken. And in the Alan Wake world, it was basically like people from the town that had been possessed by the darkness or taken over by the darkness, which is why they're called the Taken. All right, nobody's hiding in there. Let's get that on. All right, I think oh, I see my breath in here. Are you in here? I think Ghosty's in here. I think Ghosty's in there taking a poo off. I have a mirror. But the reason for getting these is event points. They give you event points. Now, you get event points by completing like the side objectives, getting the ghost correct and all of that jazz. So you don't even have to worry about it. My issue is that if I don't take care of them, I have to listen to them the entire time. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Mr. Cheebs, 52 months, man. Thank you for the sub, brother. I appreciate you. Guys, go follow Cheebs. He's really funny and he knows literally everything. Literally everything. Devastator, thank you for the 15. Cosmin beat my booty last day of Friday. Grad ceremony on the 29th. Congrats. Hell yeah. You listen here, damn it. They're loud and annoying. I do wish they weren't as loud. Like, I'm glad that they give off a sound so you can figure out where they are, but holy hell, man. They give off a lot of sound. All right, I think it's over by the toilet. Blob, I don't know. I haven't had the new ghosts, so I can't tell you what they're like. Oh, there's another one over there. Man, the video camera does make them stand out. Like, look how shiny the thing is over there. I can see it sitting in the red tent. That's nice. What? That's exactly, I think, what the ghost just said. I love the carnival aspect, though. That's super cool. But why does it have to be raining? Why is it when we get these events, it always has to be raining? Imagine seeing Slendy riding the Ferris wheel. Oh my God. Wait. I wonder if you can see something back there. I'm a little curious. All right, give me this. Give me that. Give me that. We'll check this for a second. You never know. Go look. It's gonna be a little hard to see it though. It's forced rain. Yeah, so the only thing that you can do is get the monkey paw and then change the weather, but I'm not gonna force the monkey paw every time. Yeah, Fishy Buns, hello friend. Okay. Blondie? Listen here, bucko. That was from this morning. Listen. Update's great. Fixes are making things so much better. It's like 80% fixed. Yeah, there's a lot of things people have been experiencing that I have not. I was so working at work earlier. Where are you?
Found far from their home.
No, you're not. Where are you?
If I reach
Are you here? Where are you?
Right here.
Nah, no, I'm right here. All right, let's go. Wills, thank you for the 31 months. Perfect day for Alan Wake on my 30th. Oh my God. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you, thank you. Mischievous Nerd, thank you for the Prime, man. Welcome in. I think most of the issues are on console now. I think you're right. That sounds about right. I just have Spirit Box, right? I think that's it. None of the ghosts I get want to hunt me. Had 2 Swings, a Thay, and a couple more, but not a single hunt in any. You know what I have had, which I don't know, I guess we'll see with a few hunts. Do it. I've had a good amount of ghosts that basically just feel like they have died twice, where for a long extended period of time, they're doing nothing. Broken record, but I really wish the journal would open to the evidence page like it used to. Like that? No, it doesn't. So I think it initially starts at the home, but I imagine if you start the hunt and if you start the investigation and immediately go to this, then it will open to that every time unless you change it. Change to a different page? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a test. Okay, what if I go to media? Okay, I back away. Yeah, it's whatever the last page you had was. Yeah. My husband and I play on PS5 and we had issues. I've heard console has been having problems. I have heard that. Now we run. Had a Dio today that took forever. Update sucks. It's slow. What's slow? Switching items. Doesn't seem that slow to me. I play speedruns whenever I... Jesus Christ. After you take a crap, you don't even wash your hands, you walk at me, you sick bastard. It's not as fast on PlayStation. What is the equivalent? Hold on, let me go out to the I'm gonna go out to the truck in a second. I don't have freezing, right? Oh wait, did I have EMF 5? Did I hear that in the midst of all that? That was EMF. Oh hey, how are you? That was EMF 5. Okay. I thought I heard that. Sorry, it's just like I had a brain fart. There was a 4, but I thought I also heard a 5. I swears I heard a 5. We can double check with the Wraith. If I go to my, oh gosh, dang it, open. I keep double tapping. Let's go to options. I should be able to turn my headlamp off from there. That I don't like. I wish that I could turn my headlamp off while I have the journal open. There was EMF 5. I was fairly certain that I heard it. I know there was a 4 when I walked in, but then I thought I heard the 5. The pitch did go up, of course. Yeah. What do I need? Who are you? What is this place? What? Do you guys work here? I'm trying to get to this. There we go. Options. Controls. Whatever cycle is for you. What is, okay, on PlayStation, any of my PlayStation players, what is cycle for you? Not really a fan of the event. I don't earn anything if I'm not one with the UV light taking the symbols away. Well, once you take the symbols away, that's over though. Triangle. If you spam triangle, okay? Let me just give me 3 items. Just give me 3 things. If you spam triangle, this is what'll happen. You haven't played today, but you said the update sucks. So like an update from like last year? See, this is why it's good to clarify things. I'm just saying. All right, back to the carnival. Back to the carnival fun we were having. Let's go take some salt in there so we can just 100% know that we have a wraith. Basically, the spirit box got worse. Not for me, but I have heard issues. So I don't want to pretend like you are not having a problem. Oh, that's right. You burst the lights because you suck and we hate your face. See, now this I don't like. You know what I don't like about this? That's great that the salt goes down immediately, but if I go to place salt, I can't just go salt, salt, salt. I have to watch. If I'm going to spam it real quick. That was me spamming, and I still have another one in the barrel. I don't like that. Not a fan. Don't understand why we can smack the shit out of that guy. Can you switch the item mid-animation? I don't know. Let me try. We need a video of the ghost. We need sounds. We need blah, 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 blah. Give me another one of these. Salt still a pain. If you're trying to do multiple salt, which that's usually not a problem for me. It's usually okay. Where do I go to donate? Do ! Donate. Friend. Yeah. It is going to the end of May. So as you can see, none of the salt piles have been walked in. It's taken a shower. It touches Nanor. Yeah, that. There's our fiver, which we knew we were going to get anyway. I can record that real fast. Okay, and then I can also turn that on. Where are you?
Older here in the.
There's my second sound. Objective done. And then I'm going to grab this, and then it's going to show up for a really sweet dot video. You ready for this? There's a lot of sound at once. I am sorry. Like, I kind of wish, I don't know, in certain parts, I kind of wish the ambient sound was turned down just a smidge. Just a little bit. But we did watch the ghost walk through this, and it did not walk in that. This is the song that never ends. Honestly, I like old Phasmo more than nowadays. That's fair. That's totally fair. No, I'm not doing perfect games. No. Getting rid of the little shadow guys, doing objectives, getting the ghost correct, and getting out of there. I have 0 tips for the new ghosts. I haven't had them yet. Wish the audio was multiple tracks I could balance. That'd be cool. That'd be nice. All right. Are we just going to say F you, ghost, because you're being a jerk and you're not letting me get video of you? Okay. Are you still here? Where are you?
Taking away.
Yeah, take a wee with this. Take a wee with this. Take a wee with this. I'll take it. Whatever. Bye, Dingleberry. What do you do with the dolls? You have to solve the riddle inside of the lobby. Taking a wee. Yep, in the lobby, there's a piece of paper on the ground. You pick up that piece of paper. You need to figure out which dolls go on which pieces of chalk based on the riddle that you're given. Get me the hell out of here. What does the talisman do in the new Woodwind? The talisman? What now?
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
I bet you did. Do you know where the charms are? Yeah, on the map somewhere. The charms are, from what I've heard, random. And they're not in the same place, so I can't tell you where they are because they're random. All I can do is show you what they look like. So there's a mask, probably on one of the mannequins, I presume, because that's where I found mine, on Grafton. And then there's a lunchbox at Bleasdale, which I found in the kitchen. Yeah. Cheat sheet has locations. Is it 100%? Because I've heard so many different responses to that. Let me go see. See, I've heard people say, well, I found it over here, or well, I found it over here. They're in the same place at the same maps. They're just random on whether they spawn. So sometimes they don't spawn? Your mask was in the attic. Really? Okay, hold on. Hold on. Dark presence, revealing the words of power. Man, they're fast. They are super fast. My lunchbox was, see, okay, so my mask was not in the attic. Their mask was in the attic. So it's not in the same place. Your mask was in the master bedroom. That's not, that by definition is not the same. What? Spawn a different place. Well, let me read it real fast. Let me look and see, because they only put this information on the unofficial cheat sheet if they are sure. If they are sure, they put it there. Okay, there's the puzzles with the solutions. Finding the charms. On each map, you can find a charm that once picked up will be available in the custom shop. Then it tells you what the charms are. Each charm has 5 possible spawn locations on its respective map. Locations can be seen on the event map in the map tab. Ooh, that is good news. Okay, I'm going to pull this up on stream here in a second. Give me a second. Okay, let's use Grafton as an example. Okay, Grafton, Map Explorer. Do they have... Where is it? Is it on the Map Explorer? I don't know where the locations are. Having fun with the event? Oh, the event is great. I like it a lot. The event is so good. The event is wonderful. Link. Well, I want to find the correct place to look first before I tell you that. What did it say? Locations can be seen on the event maps in the maps tab. Okay. Is there a separate map for the event map maybe? Is that what I'm missing? Working on ours. Nice. There's a checkbox to show the event map items. Oh, okay. Oh, why didn't I see it? Hold on. Hold on. I missed a thing. Oh, L Steel, thank you so much for the donation to St. Jude, friend. And Knight, thank you for the dono. Thank you guys so much. All right. So you said if I go to Les Graffitons, you said that there's a checkbox for the event stuff? Where? I see hiding spot, unofficial hiding, looping, cursed object, and 360 view. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. There was a check mark I was missing. Ah, I see. Upper right. Yep. Okay. Here, let me just, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here so that there's a little bit less confusion. So when you go to the cheat sheet, you go down here to the maps, then you click on whatever map you want. So we want to see where the possible spawns are for the mask on Grafton, right? So you go to the Map Explorer, you go up here, click on Legacy and Event Maps, and then you find the one that you need. So if we look over here, we can see all of the Grafton ones: Crimson Eye, Cursed Hollow, Old, Winter's Jest. Now, where is the event map? Am I missing something? Your face is in the way? Oh shit, sorry. I can't change it. Well, here, I'll just do this. Here. I'll do this for now. What am I missing? Oh, it's not under Map Explorer. Oh, really? Oh, then what's it under? Under this? Because, well, this is where I was. Guide me. Help. Quick, help. Toggle above the map name. Press M to toggle. That, okay. That didn't work. The checkbox just under the bottom left of the map. The checkbox just under the bottom left of the map. What? The small oh, this little guy. Man, I'm looking at all this stuff. You think I'm gonna look at this little guy over here? This little guy over here? Well, now we know where it is. There, we learned together. So close. So when you click on this little guy over here, this is how you show the event maps. So you don't have to go through the map explorer. And when you go to the different maps, like Grafton, you can see the spawn locations for the dolls and also for the whatever we want to what do we want to call these? Were people calling them totems? Basically the little charms. I think they're charms. It's not a charm inside of the map. It is a full mask, but you get it as a charm. So like for me, I had it inside of the workroom and the mannequin was literally wearing it on its face. I clicked on it. It made a sound. Then now I have it as a charm. And word spirals. But you can see the different locations, the different spawn locations. So for the... Damn, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 spawn locations for the charm. Oh, it literally says it on the legend here. I'll shut up. There are 6 locations. You have kitchen, workroom, attic, master bedroom, upstairs hallway, and the other bedroom, the doll bedroom. The dolls, they spawn here in the dining room. And then you've got another in the attic. And then you've got another inside of the bedroom. Those are in the same place every time. So there's 3 to find on Grafton. They are in the same place each time. Is that online or in the game? What do you mean? There's only one doll spawn at a time. Nope, they're all there. All the ones you can find are already on the map when you go in. Oh, the website. No. You have to go to this website. Or if you go to phasmocheatsheet.com, it will take you to this website where you can then get to this. And you can do it on mobile, you can do it on desktop, whatever. It's an unofficial cheat sheet because it's created by very experienced players that are not directly connected to Kinetic. But they do a crap ton of testing to make sure the information they're putting out there is correct. Yeah. And multiplayer, I think if one collects the dolls, it counts for everyone. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I just work here, man. But there you go. So if you're looking for locations for things, this is the best way to find them. Nell's Diner. I have the event map already clicked. You can see where the dolls spawn, and then you can see the possible spawn locations for the charm. Dining area. You've got this area back here where the Ouija board spawns, the break room, manager's office, kitchen. So if you're confused, if you're like, dude, I searched everywhere, you can literally see all the spawn locations right here. So super freaking nifty, man. Super nifty. Mr. Song, the update is wonderful. It is great. Freaking great. I don't know what Mr. Chingus's plan is. He asked me earlier tonight if I was planning to stream and do things. I need to let him know that if he wants to do games, he's doing his own searching right now. So I don't want to impede. You should. It's great. I think the update's fantastic. Song, it's wonderful. So good. All right. I'm going to do quick ads. After the ads, we'll go back into another game. We need to get our charm. All right. 3 minutes. If you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, I wait in the lobby for you anyway. How many points until you get paper number 3? I don't know exactly how many points. It probably says it on the cheat sheet, actually. You know what? Hold on. No. Yeah, actually, you know what? Yeah, give me a sec. Where's Phasmo cheat sheet? Current event. Let's see. Usually they tell you how many points you need. Lobby puzzle. Finding the charm. Rewards. Personal rewards. Points needed, 300. So I need 300 points collectively to get the charm. So if I'm already 65% of the way, then I've already made over 150 points. So we just got to keep doing that. A couple maps and I should be able to get it. I just changed platforms. So starting over, hey, starting over can be good sometimes. Doesn't feel like any drops with this update. Kind of sad about that. Doesn't seem, well, we don't have any drops right now. We're still waiting to hear if anything's going to happen. Yeah. Hey, Faz Lover, how are you? Hope you have a good stream. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thanks, dude. So, do you have to live to get the event points? I believe so. You have to live to get it, right? Look at all my little dolls. You don't need to live. Oh, there you go. How much do you lose if you die? I think the badge you currently have equipped says drop. Does it? The writer badge? Unlocked by participating in the Phasmophobia by Alan Wake event. No. You don't lose points if you die. Really? That's weird. I feel like you shouldn't be rewarded for dying. I think it's a little strange. How do you get the maps on the website? It's only giving me the Hollow 26 event choices. Are you on your phone or are you on desktop? Please test. I can. Yeah. It might be less. I kind of hope it is. I kind of hope so. In the past events, if you die, you still got some points. Right. Do you still get the points from the shadow guys, but you don't get points for getting the ghost correct and all that jazz? Desktop? And you say you don't? Wait. I guess I'm a little confused as to what you actually see. All right, ads are almost done, so this is good. The event's till June 2nd. June 2nd. Thank you for the follows, guys. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right. We need to go to Cauldron Lake. Is this available to play? Yeah. Oh yeah, it was released publicly this morning. It was on the diner. I got like 30 when I lived, and when I died, I got like 5. Interesting. This one's really good. I love the lighting that they did. The lighting with the UV style lighting is pretty freaking cool. Yeah, they did a really good job with all the maps. I got 100% personal after Woodwind. I died a couple of times. Yeah, but the question is, what is the amount that you make, the difference between living and dying? How many points you get? Do I have to find all 3 dolls to take back to the lobby? Well, you don't take them back. Once you find them, they will spawn in the lobby. But you need to find... Now, I'm fairly certain if you know the answer, if you know it because you've looked up the answer, you probably don't need to find them all. There's only particular certain ones you need. But without knowing that, you need to find them all so you can solve the riddle. Apparently everything is broken because someone at Camp Woodwind and all the temp flaps are messed up. Oh my god. All right, let's go to Cauldron Lake. After clicking on event maps box, it only gives me the old choices. Nothing. Hold on. So you went to maps. When you went to maps, you clicked right here, down here, right above the maps where it says show event maps. Correct? Look, they even have Alan Wake down here in the corner. I have a feeling that they did not do this either. I feel like they went to Map Explorer and went to the top right too. I think so. That's what it seems like. Yes. Okay. You don't see this. After you click show event maps and you're on one of the maps that actually has this, you don't see this. It could be a browser issue. You could try another browser. That's a very good point. Yeah, Chrome, it's working fine. You do now. Is it because you were in the Map Explorer and didn't click this? I'm assuming, because that's what I did earlier. Because I did the same thing. Turn it off, turn it back on again? Yeah. All right. All right, Luke Johnson. Let's get flashlight. I'm doing parabolic so we can have less. Oh, that might be the move again. Like how we muted the sounds before. That might be the way. That might be the way. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's ride. Is this still? Okay, the parabolic is still translucent. A little weird. Oh, I hate that. I can hear them better. Well, I don't want that. The whole point was to muffle them. Did I hear a light switch? Yeah, of course. You're welcome. Shush. Hey, Vamp. Thank you for the 20 months. How are you, friendo? Would you guys all please shut up? Please. You loud bastards. What the hell was that? What was that? That mannequin? I didn't think so. It sounded like it was over there. I think it was one of the word spirals, but I've already found them all. That doesn't make sense. Yeah, there's none left. I've already found them all. Leviathan, thank you for the 5 months, Smiter. Thank you so much for the sub, man. Thank you. Bro, please stop. Just shut up. God, you guys are so lippy. You're so lippy. 11 degrees. No. All right, we're going room to room. A lot of arrows all over the place. Somebody sucks. They miss a lot. Found ya. It's in there. You already have the parabolic sound by chance? Nope. It happened the first time you turn on the light in Grafton Dining Hall too. Weird. Listen, I need y'all to shut up. Just shut up. I delete history so it would load the updated map info. Oh, interesting. That's a very fair point. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're at 85. That's not bad. That ain't too bad, but I kinda, yeah, we're gonna do this again. I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring this, and I'm gonna bring this, and we're gonna hit a couple of these a-holes. What do you do with the dolls? As soon as you find them all, you then solve the riddle inside of the lobby, the paper that's on the floor. Kind of scared me a little bit. Gotcha. Clear the path. Get out of the way. They touched Nanor. I have not seen the new Ghost yet. No. Negative. I hear another one close by. Is it? Oh. Is it underneath me? I think it is, and it sounds like it's right there. Or it's above. It could be above. Stop crapping on the stairs, Steve. By the way, one of the doll locations people ask about, there's one right here. There we go. Oh, you hooker. Can you get UV without the UV flashlight? Great question. I would love to know the answer to that. If it touches Nanor, we will check. Do you get event points from doing the shadows? Yes. Yeah, by getting the taken, you get more event points. That's why they're there. Freezing temps. Hey, touch the door. That's okay. We run. Freezies. Okay. Tom tested it earlier. Wait, did it work or did it not work for him earlier when he tested it? Oh, I don't have a camera up there, do I? Biscuits and butter. Okay. And we're at 80%, which is okay, I suppose. Give me the EMF, give me the camera. Let's go. It did not. Oh, that's stinky. I think it should. Say that's a UV light in my book. The free UV lights in the truck is nice. That is a nice touch. I would agree. Writing. Possible ass wang. Oh, give me dots. If you give me dots. If you give me dots. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Nada. It is acting shady. That's really unfortunate. Very unfortunate. You immediately got one of the new ghosts. Wow, good for you. Oh, I did. %. Come on. You're going to start being all active and stuff, aren't you? Oh, did they expand the display case for the new ghost types? I don't think so. No, there's no trophy for the 5 ghosts, for the 5 newer ones. No. Able to know how many event things you've collectible on the map? Not until you leave. Unless you take count while you're walking through. That's possible. All right. Well, I guess we have to actually check for this now. What ifs? Have I prestige? No, I have not gone above 20. No. No, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to. Unless they add rewards for going above 20, I just don't know if I see a point in doing it. Hey, Sphinx, thank you for the 17 months. Ooh, buttons. Ooh. Hey, are you a shade? Hey. You're doing literally nothing while we're here, which is a real big bummer. What are the new ghosts? If you go to your journal, the Aswang and the Kormos are two new ghosts that they've added. We're probably going to get EMF 5. Saw the shorts had to follow. Well, welcome in, dude. Thank y'all for the follows. I do appreciate you, friends. Is it even here anymore? Has it left the building? No. -9. No, it's here. Do you like with evidence or without them more? I like both. I like doing no evidence and playing with evidence. Bro, there's nothing I can do. Love how we all collectively as a community try to calmly coax and talk. Yeah, I know. There's not much we can do, man. Not too much we can do about it. I mean, I'm going to go put motion sensors in there to see if El Stinko is going to actually be walking around in that room and just deciding to do nothing. So we will see. Kind of thank you for the follow. NWSN, Zara, Shadow. Thank you, friends. Appreciate you. Have you seen what they did to Frank? No. Oh, now we're going to do stuff, eh? Let's watch for a second. New to Phasmophobia, playing for a few months, already level 69. Go to the game. Thanks for all the help with the Ghost Crimson, of course. I appreciate you watching the vids, man. Oh, crazy. It's an EMF 5. Wow. Can't believe it's a shade. No way. What an asshole. Shut up. Time to leave? Yeah. You know what? Let's get the parabolic and get out of here. Go ahead. Speak. Would y'all shut up? Listen, nobody's talking to you. I said shut your lips. Haven't gotten either of the new ghosts yet. Been trying forever with no luck. I haven't gotten either of the new ghosts yet either, but I wouldn't say that I've been trying very much. I've only played so many games. Haven't gotten a mimic yet. Ooh. Yeah, it's a shade, all right. Got your first blood moon today. Aw. Isn't that adorbs? I've heard if you take a photo of the taken, it counts as a unique photo. Have you seen or heard that? No, I have not. But I could sure as hell try. Let's go get a photo camera and do it. Why not? The shadow sounds are annoying. They're just a little bit too loud. Just a pinch. Just a skosh. Just a little bit. Let's go take a photo of these things. See if we get a unique photo out of it. I haven't tried it. I didn't think to try. I'll turn that off. We've got a friend right here. Not like you? No, what about this? What about the twofer? Cheese. Shadow. It does work. And there's the duplicate. Nice. Very nice. It does work. I'll take it. What about the doll? Can I take a picture of the doll? Like, it's making a lot of sound. Like, I just want the parabolic sound so I can leave, man. What's the Twitch drop for this event? There hasn't been any drop announced for this event. Oh, freeze frame. Yeah, I'm concentrating. Shh. Leave me alone. This has been happening and I don't know how to stop it. I don't really know. Okay, we're leaving. This sucks. Ghost is doing nothing, man. Of all the faces, that was a good one. Well, I'm so glad you like it. All right, we got shade. Do I have Windows game mode on? I have no idea. I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. What do we do with the dolls? You need to solve the riddle inside of the lobby. Yeah.
Welcome back. Like
Woof.
prepared some jobs for you.
I still got 29 points, but damn, dude. Frickin' shade. Woof. Woof. Shades are the best with multiple players because they'll interact with a player instead of the group, so it's easier. No, shades just suck. All right, let's go to Bleezy or Elderwood Palace Lodge. Sorry. On by default, mess with streaming. No, the only issue I really get is the occasional camera freeze. That's really it. Shrinks, thank you for the gifted. Thank you, man.
This is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence.
Looks
and it
like they left in a
hurry.
hurry. Okay. My power is, of course, upstairs. I'm so shocked. I'm immediately going in with this thing. That's what we're going to do. Immediately. Getting rid of these damn things. Let's go, Taken. Where you at, bruh? I dare you. Get in my way. How's the PC running? Good. The PC's running really well. All right, we'll come for you in a second. I just need to get the lights on. What are you doing, you bunch of nerds? There we go. There we go. Anybody in here? Like the cosmetics update. I kind of wish that there was a little more to it when it comes to the player customization, but updates like this update in itself has been really good. And there's some goo here. I'm telling you, I don't know if the blood was added for the Alan Wake or if the blood was there. It had to have been. I mean, they had to have done it just for Alan Wake because of all the evidence things that are around here. Hello, good to see you. Hi. Like the map changes. I think the map changes are really good. I also think they're great. Anybody change it? Oh, you're tying your shoes. Not anymore. You get event points for the shadows. You get event points. I don't like that. It sounds like I can hear them. But I'm doing this while we're looking for a ghosty. I haven't heard anything yet. Interesting if the ghost used the shadows as points for a hunt. What do you mean? Are the shadows random? Maybe a little bit. I don't remember there being one out here the last time that I came out here. I'd say it's definitely possible. I have heard 0. Do they do anything? Nope. They just sit there and wait for you to get rid of them. Just sit there and make a bunch of noise. That's it. All right, I'm gonna get killed by this ghost because it's gonna take 15 years to find it. They seem random. Could be. Oh, it's a push door. Okay, we did find one out here. I have heard nothing. Had one lying on the dining room table in this map. I got a giggle out of that. Oh, that's kind of cool. All right. Nothing. DM Ascension, thank you for the donut to St. Jude. Thank you, friend. Oh my God, that scared me. I was running in here. Good God. How could you? Lobby puzzle? Yeah, what about it? Yeah, it involves the dolls and the paper that's on the ground. Calling another shade, bro. This is getting really, really dumb. Poor Josie must be terrified. Oh, we should probably get her. All right, we got her. You have to find the dolls first. That's correct. That is correct. Are the new ghosts permanent? They are. Indeed. Hey, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. How are you? Oh, Josie, listen. No, that's good enough. That's fine. I borderline want to find the curse to make it hunt at this point with the way that it's acting. Wherever it, wait. No. EMF 5 literally removes both of the new ghosts. That sucks. That sucks a bit. Give me this, give me this, give me this. We're going to go inside and sit there. It could be in the attic for all I know. I don't know. Hey, Devil, how are you? How is that EMF 5? Because it went up to 4, went straight across, and went back down. You need to think of that chart when it goes from 0 to 5 plus or minus 1, that the chances are you have an EMF 5. Unless the ghost events because somebody's still in the map, or there's a possibility it's a poltergeist because it did 2 things at once. But I'm going ahead and mark an EMF 5. Yo. Excited to try the event. It's really good. The event has been really great. Ghosts, on the other hand, kind of being weenies. I'm going to have to go room to room with the thermo at this point. If this is what's going to happen, because it's doing nothing. Can I explain the event? It's a little difficult to just explain the entire thing, but long story short, Alan Wake did a collab with Phasmophobia, which is why we have this. If you don't know anything about the Alan Wake world, it might seem a little bit confusing. But we have to go around the map and we have to get event points by getting rid of the Taken, which are the shadow things we see walking that are just hanging out. And then we have to also find the words of power, whatever it was called. It is either up or down. It's in the attic. Should I mark shade and leave? I'm so tempted. But what they did was they took a few of the maps and they reskinned it and kind of made it feel like the Alan Wake world. Do it? I think I'm going to. If it's a shade, I might be resetting my game. Love the vids, been a fan for a couple months now. I appreciate it. Let's see. Let's see. You quit out of frustration after your third? What do you mean? What kind of frustration? Or like, what was the frustration? Oh, it was no Obake, but it was acting like a shade. Okay, well, at least it wasn't a shade. Oh, you had 3 in a row. The best thing you can do at that point is just restart your game. Restarting the game is the way to go. It'll help. If you're getting the same ghost over and over and over and over again. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to the diner. Yeah. Oh, Swim, thank you for the gifted, man. Thank you. Happen to have plans to stream Alan Wake when you do get to play it? I would like to. Yeah. Alan Wake 1 and 2. That would be nice. It would be nice. Okay, we're going to do this again. We're going to take this, and then I'm bringing the thermo. We're getting rid of the shadow guys first. We're getting rid of the Taken. Number 1 on the list. I found one of them in the police car before. So that's how we know they can be in random places. Get away from the jukebox. Right, Alan? Alan gets it. Look at him. Look how serious he is. Soundbite, thank you for the 20 months. Thank you, man. See, it makes it harder to hear the ghosts with all these bastards around. So, if you're playing multiplayer... I heard that. I heard that. Was that here? Oh my god, would y'all shut up? Damn. Is that Jared Leto? Oh my god, have you ever seen Jared Leto before? Is there one in here? Oh no, okay. Kind of sucks it's not on Steam. Yeah, I agree. I agree. He does look a little bit like Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a good shout. That's a really good point. What are you doing? Lying down on the job? Lazy bastard? Nobody in here? Okay. Almost like Keanu. Ooh. Kind of a way to not have to listen to the thing as much. If you like hit him real quick and then that's a nice little trick. Hey. What are you doing? Me too. I heard it throw something up here first. But I don't know where it's cold, though. It's not even that cold. What? What? Oh, it's because you're here. God damn it. I think Phas should collaborate with The Conjuring. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, it hit the squirting cream. Yeah, I'm very interested to hear who they're going to be trying to do collabs with next. We don't know. Lizzie, I'm good. How are you? Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. And I hear more outside. Wait. Okay. No, okay. We're good. Gotcha. And we'll leave this guy here. Groovy. The only events that I've gotten to play is the Easter. This one, I'm super excited for the Christmas one. The holiday ones are fine. I think that the Halloween one is probably my favorite of the holiday ones. But getting to do something like this is really nice because it's just something very different. Yeah. Maybe you've said it a million times, but how do you feel about the new update? Oh, no, not a million, just a lot. Pretty sad about it. Finally uninstalled the game after playing since 2021. After the Alan Wake update you uninstalled? Devil, thank you so much for the 8 months. Oh, what's my sanity? Yeah, we're fine. Possible fiber. No, the character customization. Oh, well, you saw that they fixed a lot of stuff in this update that came out today, right? Why aren't you playing the usual nightmare? Because the pro is nice because then we can know for sure that what ghosty it is, especially if it's one of the new ones. And we can also use our sanity watch, which is nice. Thank you. Stop it. That was good. What's up, bruh? Have you turned on the lights? I have. I have indeed. Yeah, all the different things. It just it's kicking the power on me. Wait, did I turn on the power? Hold on a second. Is this a Raiju? EMF orbs and dots, but I don't have orbs though, so that doesn't make sense. The electrical interference just seemed really, really far away. Solved the puzzle yet? Yep. You talking about the lobby? Yeah, already done. What map is your personal opinion and best for leveling up? Whichever one you like the best, that's a small map. The noises the ghost model make are creepy. They're definitely something. They're definitely something. Let's watch this for a second. There's a puzzle in the lobby. Well, if you go look at the event board and you click on the Alan Wake one, you can see that there is doll puzzles that you have to solve. So intuitively, if there's a doll puzzle, you need to get the dolls so you can then solve the puzzle. Yeah. Ghosty is doing nothing. Yeah, the ghosty fart is a bit strange. It's interesting that they changed that sound. Does banishing the taken drain sanity? I don't think so. No, just walking around in the dark drains sanity. So if you're not keeping lights on, watching your sanity, you'll lose it. This ghost is literally doing nothing. If it's in that room, which I don't know if it is or not. Let's go find out. Like, we were literally just talking about ghosties that are doing nothing. And it's like delivering. Scared to walk into the Taken. I'm afraid they're going to drain my sanity. No. No, you're fine. Bro, really? Sack of trash. See you, Rex. Have a good one. Oh, you wrote in the book, though. Well, that's nice. Well, at least you're doing something. Alright. Are you hanging out with us, homie? It seems like you are. They didn't change all the maps. No, there's 4 maps that they have turned into event maps. There's 4 of them. Yeah. What's up, Neep? Okay, there we go. Nothing? Up, 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 up. Okay. So it's here hanging out. We have writing, and that is it. I did not see orbs. Let's go get more stuff. Oh, that's right. It keeps kicking the power because it's a butthole. Be better if it didn't crash every 10 minutes since the Alan Wake update. Make sure you're reporting it. If it's crashing on you, make sure you're reporting it every time. The more you report it, the more that they understand that there are problems that need to be fixed. Okay, we're good. Do the shadow restore sanity when you clear them out? I don't know. I don't think they have anything to do with sanity. Not that I'm aware of. Unless somebody has seen it differently. But I don't think so. Oh, there it is. Turn the power on, spawn the graffiti on the wall. I know. Because it's magic. Did you not see our Elder Wand? From my experience, it also does nothing to the sanity. Yeah. Go. Okay, there's a 5er. Okay. Awfully interesting. That's happening when I'm not here. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near?
Far from there.
That doesn't make it any better. Like, in the slightest. Makes it 0 times better. Spirit, shade, spirit, shade, spirit, shade, spirit, shade. Saw you play the other side. You think you'll play more in the future? For sure. Yeah, absolutely. For sure. Stinky spirit. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. How do I feel about the new ghosts? I don't know, because I haven't had them. Yeah, it's hard for me to have a feeling about them when I have yet to experience what it's like to play against them. All right, I'm just going to take 2 firelights in. We've already got this guy. I mean, I would get a video, but the ghost is being an absolute jerkhole, so that's not going to happen. Get rid of this. I'm going to go walk in there with my light. We're going to get a... Well, what's my sanity? It's fine. The Alan Wake event has been wonderful, friend. It has been great. There's one for you. Here's another for you. All right, have I gotten most of these shadowy bastards? I think I have. Boner. Pretty sure I have. Got the ones in the bathrooms. I think there was one by the front that I didn't get. It's fun when it goes after your teammate, but not you. So long, demon. Speaking of...
Let's follow the path of Dusty's trail, oh, Dusty's trail, Dusty's trail.
Enjoy! We're lost from the rest. Are there really 2 new ghosts? There are. There are indeed. Crappy ghost, not sticking around, man. Just getting my points and dipping. Getting the hell out of there. The lighting on the spirit box looks great. How'd you get it like that? I've changed 0 things. The only thing that I've done is made the in-game brightness maybe a little bit brighter, but I've done nothing. Nothing. Blueberry Nerd, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. And we got... Holy hell, I got 63 event points for that? Well, I guess I got the angel lamp charm. Good God. How the hell did I get 63? All right, well, that's 100%. So now we just have to wait for the community points. I mean, we'll just be playing and getting points as time goes on anyway. So is everyone else. I have a feeling that they increased this a lot when we were completing the community event objective in a single day. So yeah, but now that I've completed this, there's 2 things to check here. 2 things to check. 1, the charm, which is there, which I can't really see it. I'm sure it looks great. Can I see it? Can I see it? No, I can't see it. Number 2. Okay, so here is
Phasmophobia by Alan Wake.
the cover, which, by the way, if you get one of these pages and you don't want to listen to it, like it's like this, and you're like, I don't want to listen to all this right now, just pick up the shorter one.
Phasmophobia by Alan Wake.
And then it's over. So that was number 1, okay? Where's number 5?
A darker place seeping into the
Shut up.
investigator scanned the room with the once. The handcrafted
There's
dolls.
5,
The investigator scanned the room
4,
with a darker place
3,
seeping into this place.
1,
Phasmophobia
and the cover
by Alan Wake.
So we're now missing page number 2. So this is page 3. I haven't heard this yet.
A darker place seeping into this place, casting a shadow over it, overlapping it. Everywhere the investigator looked, there were signs of 2 worlds colliding.
This is true.
Glimpses into a mystery, clues that teased, out-of-place objects and signs, yet nothing that revealed it fully. It was a lure to pull you in, but the puzzle was missing too many pieces. This was a story told somewhere else, where the pages of the manuscript had been written, from where the writer of the story was desperately reaching for the light. And with that act, he was threatening to spill out the darkness of his prison. This was where the angel lamp charm also came from, where it held much more power than it ever could here.
That's cool that it mentions the charm.
The investigator scanned the room with the UV light. As foretold on the page, an uneven spiral of words emerged, glowing in the violet dimness. Rational mind could not make sense of it. It came across as nonsense. It was the stuff that dreams are made of. And as such, it held within it great power and hidden meanings that were hopelessly lost in translation as they traveled across realities to seep out here. Only its writer knew what it meant, and there was a fair chance that he too was barking mad.
So each page is based off of the challenges?
Once, the handcrafted dolls had served another purpose and been involved in a case conducted by a different investigator. Now, the writer had hijacked and retconned them to serve this story. Maybe there was a deeper meaning to it, or maybe it was just a convenience of circumstances. The truth was beyond anyone's understanding. The investigator paused to consider the mystery of the pages. Their origin lay in darkness. Had they been written with the blessing of GHD? Somehow that felt unlikely, even if the company's past was also shrouded in darkness.
Now, I'm a little curious here. Hold on, was this
A
page
darker
3?
place seeping into this place, casting a shadow over it, overlapping it. Everywhere the investigator
So it
looked, there were
shows- hold
signs.
on.
Phasmophobia by Alan Wake.
I'm just curious what it shows for each one.
Something had shifted. The investigator saw
Okay,
immediately.
it shows like the same stuff.
Phasmophobia
Okay.
by
Okay.
Alan Wake.
So you get the pages. You get the pages by completing different things. So page number 1, I assume, is just there already. But page 2, 3, 4, and 5, they go along with these different objectives that you have to do. So by earning the personal points, you get page number 3. Revealing the words of power, finding all 68 across the 4 maps. That's when you reveal page 4. And then finding the dolls and solving the doll puzzles, that's when you get page number 5. So we have one more to go. So would you all hurry up with the community points? I need my page. If you guys wouldn't mind. So where's the UV light that they speak of? You use the UV light to find the words of power that were on the maps, but we've already done it. Sorry for slacking. It's okay. This time it's fine, but next time we will have problems. We'll get right on it. I appreciate your service. Oh, I think Chinggis is trying to solve the doll puzzle right now.
Not shoot the deer. He took the deer to his house.
Oh
and
my
there he made her his
goodness.
wife. We laughed,
Oh
but he
my
set us
goodness.
straight.
Well, he was.
The deer is dear to me.
The fool,
It
you
always the one,
amazing
but a
human
moose
being,
steak
you. Thank
is
you
never
so
a
much for the
mistake.
raid. How are you doing? Did you know that a moose steak is never a mistake, homie? Did you know that? I
Hold on.
didn't know that. Apparently we're marrying farm animals and eating moose steak. Are you down? I'm down. You gotta try at least once. What's up, man? What's up, Raiders? I'm Mighty Chinggis. I do a lot of Phasmophobia and other spooky shit here on Twitch.
How do you get personal
Full.
points? By going around to the
You love this so
different
much. I'm
maps that
enjoying
are
this,
event
dude.
maps
I'm
and
enjoying this.
getting the
We
ghost
did a
correct,
regular
completing
round,
objectives, and getting rid of
just enjoyed it. It feels a little bit
the
smoother.
taken.
Happy with a lot of the fixes.
That's how
They
you
still
get
got a way
points.
to go.
And make sure
I'm
you don't
good
do it
with
on Friendly
now,
Ghost.
though.
Do it at least
I
on a
feel like I'm
one-times
playing
multiplier.
it. Yeah. Forever in
Yeah.
Shadow, what's
Mighty
going
Chinggis,
on?
Forever in Shadow just
Thank you for the 100 biddies.
100.
Oh,
Support
thanks.
Chinggis.
Well, he's never going to get
Chinggis.
around to finding
Enjoy the
this if this
lovely
is the way this is
Chinggis.
going to
I
go.
appreciate
Mighty
it. Thank you.
Chinggis,
Thank you guys for the
Universal
follow.
Deed Knight has followed
Death
you.
Knight, thank you for the follow.
Is it true in playing multiplayer if one
Feels
player
a bit
gets the words?
smoother,
I have
still
no
some
clue because I did it all
jank, but- Oh,
solo.
absolutely, man. I'm with you. I'm absolutely
clue.
with you, brother.
The Dark Place has followed you.
I'm happy with it.
Are the maps gonna
And
rotate? I
I've
don't think so.
spent The
Seems to be
last
going up.
No.
I'm proud of
3
you.
hours hunting
Mighty
down
Chinggis,
all of
the
these
Kid
little
Knight gaming has
fucking
followed you.
dolls.
Recalculating
So
your
we
life
finally
ability.
found all of the
No, I
dolls.
still
We've
cannot
got
compute why people
all
like
of the
you.
power words.
Did he have empty space?
We
Hold
got
on.
all of the dolls, and now we're doing the things. Now we're doing.
Oh, he moved some. Oh, he's moving them. Okay. Okay.
We're trying to figure this out.
So you guys are watching Chinggis right now try
How
to
far
solve
was
this.
The ones in Coffee
Mighty
World.
Chinggis,
No,
Lava
that's
8614
Coffee
has
World.
followed you. Please acknowledge their great
Dude,
decisions for today.
I thought the one in the doll in the fucking, which one is it? This one?
I feel like
Is it
we
this
solved
one?
it pretty quickly.
No, not
I could
that
be
one.
wrong, but I feel like
this
I
one.
don't know. It
Yeah, I
felt
thought this
intuitive
one
to
was
me.
a salt shaker.
It felt intuitive.
This one was a salt shaker.
He shot the moose in the woods, but he did not shoot the deer. He took the deer to his house, and there he
Took
made her
the
his
deer
wife.
to his house.
We laughed, but he
So
set
we're
us
gonna put the
straight.
deer in the house
deer
and
is
probably
dear to
the
me,
wife in that.
in
Oh,
more ways than one, but a moose steak is never a mistake.
well, that just felt wrong. That was only the first two paragraphs.
See, I felt the same way.
I mean, the dude didn't marry
You solved like the
deer, did
first
he?
little part and it took you to the next one. I felt like there was so much more that we were supposed to do.
On the oh
But
dear,
maybe
diner
not.
almost got me. Dude, I missed the one right in the front under the wet floor sign. The one with the big fucking arrows pointing to it and everything. And I walked by it like 3 times, man. It was just, oh
What a
God.
noob.
It just, the brain.
What a noob.
The brain not be working, man. I had to work late in my day job today, and I worked from home. So I worked straight through all day, all the way up, and then was just stayed in the same fucking
What a
seat
casual.
and clicked go live. So I've been here for way too fucking long, man. Okay.
How do you unlock all
So
the
we
different
used the
charms?
dollies
You need to
to
find
match
the item on the map.
paragraphs to whatever's happening in the story.
When we were
We're just
young,
watching
we
Chinggis
danced
solve
in
it
the
real
sun.
fast.
Then years of toil and family. In the house, we suffer quietly. In our twilight years, we make our way to the sunken shore, and we journey across the sea of night, the dreaming sea, as we surrender.
See,
to
I
the
can't
waves.
show you this because the paper is
Okay,
gone for me.
So
I
as
solved
we're
it. I can
young-
no longer show you this.
maybe we put this right here. We can see it. without having to listen to it.
Mistake. He should have put it on the thing like I did.
As we're young, we dance in the sun. So one of these is a child,
Attaboy.
right?
Attaboy. He's figuring
So
it out.
it's either dad or... we called her a ballerina. It's Dance in the Sun. Maybe we were right.
Send a
She
message.
goes
Nah,
there,
we sit in the darkness.
right.
I like the puzzle. I love puzzles.
And
I
then
love
how
puzzles.
We suffer quietly in our twilight years. We make our way to the sunken shore. Maybe it's Ocean Shore. Is it Old Man?
Hey, Rye, what's
Is it
up?
Jack Skellington?
We're currently watching one of our friends
No.
try to solve the doll puzzles.
No. No.
Now, the thing is,
Maybe
some of these dolls
it's
you will
Patty.
not use.
No.
He's just going
Okay.
for it now.
All right. All right. Waves. Right. We make our way to the sunken shore.
Mighty Chingus, forever
And we
in shadow
journey
just
across the
gifted a
sea
sub
of
to your
night. The
channel.
dreaming sea.
Forever in
Only took 2
shadow
hours to
we-
realize I was
but
just,
by my
I was just
calculations, you did
dumb.
not deserve it.
How funny would it be
Forever
to
in
suddenly
shadow
many
gifted
people
a
started saying in the chat, you're being,
salty-eyed
no,
female.
don't say
Did
that.
my
They
hand
have
just
given
get
2
really
gift
small?
subs in the channel.
Oh my God, look.
Or did this paper just get really
It's like
big?
watching Woody holding a piece of paper in Toy
Perspective
Story.
is everything.
Okay, maybe this is the 200 IQ
Perspective
move.
is everything.
Never mind. I take it back. This is the way. Throw it on the table, then crouch. This is way better.
Look at my little hand on the big piece of paper. I'm gonna rub the paper. Yeah.
Finished all the
Just
personal
need to
goals.
do
Feels
the
good. It's
rubs.
nice. Yeah, just to
I'm
get the
gonna rub
charm. It's
Sea
done.
of
It's
Night.
over with. You don't have to worry
Okay,
about it.
Sea of Night.
Mighty Chingus,
Is
Fallen
it-
Ninja 84 just raided
What's up, Ninja?
you.
Thank you for the raid.
Let's show some love for the visiting community.
All right. So he
In the house,
did
we suffer
the.
twilight- we
He did the
suffer
part
our
with the when we
twilight
are young,
years.
we
Mighty
dance in the
Chingus,
sun.
Crystal
So in the
_
house,
Calloway
we
has
suffer
followed
our
you.
twilight
We're
years.
calculating your likability.
What are
Yes,
our
it
twilight
seems to be
years?
going
See you,
up.
Neep. Have a good
I'm
one,
proud
friend.
of you.
He should read that over again. I'm not sure if I got the angel lamp charm, but I got the clothes, so I'm good with that. If you completed the personal goal, that's how you get the angel lamp charm. He's trying to
No.
he's brute forcing it, and it's not the way. He's brute forcing it.
All right, we're dancing in the sun. Right? When we are young, we dance in the sun. The years of toil and family, and the house we suffer quietly. Family. Right? We got a baby in this one. Like, okay.
Okay.
So maybe there's more to it. Maybe it's not like the first one. We make our way to the sunken shore and journey across the sea of night, the dreaming sea as we surrender to the waves. No?
He's also working with a misconception too. Oh, what do you
Dance in
mean?
the sun. Family in the house.
Triple snooze ads. I'm enjoying watching him trying to solve this. I'm enjoying it.
Maybe we got to put like full family in the house.
He's actually playing dolls now.
No.
Now he's just. What if we put everybody in there? He's doing great, sweetie. He's doing great. Okay.
It's all right.
Mighty Chingus.
Sorry, Twilight
Forever in
Years, that just
Shadow
feels like it's
gifted a
old,
sub to your
right?
channel. Forever in Shadow is
Yeah, he
amazing,
was legit
but
playing
by
house
my
there for a second.
calculations, you did not deserve
Maybe
it.
it's
He's like, what if we put the whole fam in there?
It's a guess.
The cheat sheet does have the event maps, yes, and it shows the
Thank you for
possible
gifting
spawn
the kill.
locations
That's awesome.
for all
I
the
didn't see him in
charms.
chat.
Yeah.
But Kill's an amazing member of
Super
the
nice.
society. Absolutely an amazing person. Jesus fucking Christ. That scared the shit out of me. Oh God. All right.
There we go.
All right.
Now
All
we're
right,
now we're
Jake, you
cooking
can go
with
back
grease.
there.
There we go. He's
All
playing
right.
dollies.
What is this? Why is this paper black?
My time has come, and here I come to gift them with my love.
This is
With
dark.
kindness and generosity, to blow their heads, figuratively and concretely.
Wow.
The whole sweet family, as they summon me. The little girl first. I push her down the tree. Her neck snaps. A funny crack. I giggle with glee. The mother then starts with an ugly sound. I stab her in the eye. It makes her sigh.
Oh, this got
They
dark.
quiet down. I save the father and the baby last. I don't want this to be over all too fast.
God.
He holds her close as he runs from me. But I can still see them. I can still see. I fired the pistol only once. The bullet, it pierces more hearts than
Oh,
one.
God.
And this
I
is
felt like
my
it was
work of
easy to
art.
listen to this
My
page and place
magnum
it up.
opus done.
You know what? That's literally what I
Mr.
did for this
Scratch,
last one.
The devil, the trickster god.
I was listening to
I
it.
step out of the
As I
dark.
was listening to it,
This
I was doing it,
is my
which
time
I
in
think
the
made
sun.
it easier for me.
Jesus Christ.
So if you guys know anything
All
about
right.
the Alan Wake world, which I really
My time
didn't,
has
and I
come.
kind of had to look it up a
No,
little
no,
bit
here I
before I
come.
did this event, just to have an
Give
idea
them
of what's
my
going
life.
on. And I had
And
learned about
kindness
No,
who
no, I
Mr.
didn't wanna
Scratch
hear it
is.
again.
To blow their
That's
heads,
dark as fuck.
figuratively.
He needs to go pick up the other page. He needs to pick up the
whole
short page
sweet
to stop it.
family As they summon me.
Okay, so the
The
little girl,
first.
he
I
pushes
push
down
her
the tree.
Her
God
neck
damn it.
snaps.
Not a boy.
A funny crack.
All right.
I giggle with glee. The mother then starts with an ugly sound. I stab her in the eye. It makes her sigh.
All right, so
They quiet
mom,
down.
this is
I
mom.
save
Uh-huh.
the father and
I
the
think
baby
this
last.
is mom.
I don't
She
want
goes
this to
an
be
eye.
over all too fast.
Mhm.
He holds her close as he runs from me, but I can still see them.
Father and
I
daughter.
can still see. I fired the pistol only once. The bullet, it pierces more.
He needs to go back
hearts
and look at the
than one.
page.
But
Mighty
And this
Chingus.
is my work of
Xanther
art,
just
my
resubscribed
magnum
to
opus
your
done.
channel.
Xanther, thank you for the
Wow.
I'm
sub,
Mr.
dude.
Scratch,
Came back
the
for
devil,
more.
the
I
trickster
cannot
god.
believe it. Perhaps
step
I
out of the
need to
dark.
recalculate my
This
feelings
Oh,
about
yeah, he
you.
was
Is
hitting
my
the
time
heart.
in the sun.
Still can't record Cruci Burns on PS5. Oh God. On
I
the
am Mr. Scratch the devil.
still can't record Cruci Burns. You mean with the sound
Here?
recorder?
Mighty
Teddy.
Chingus, Snocket just raided you. Let's
He
check
just
the
saw his
visiting
screen.
community.
He saw his screen that just said that he unlocked something.
What just happened?
Literally, if he
I
turns
heard
around,
something.
he just needs to turn around. Just gotta turn around. Just gotta whip your nene. You
What
just
was
gotta
that?
turn around. Literally saw it on your screen. Turn around. Up.
Oh!
There we go.
Oh, shit!
The plane has landed. He got a sweater.
Get that cursed icon out of my chat. Oh, my God. We heard the game was buggy,
Jesus
but they
Christ.
fixed it. There's 40
Frickin'
bajillion
Sonic Cat, dude.
things, 2 new ghosts.
There we go.
And, an Alan
And now he has
Wake
an FBI
crossover
jacket.
event.
Nice.
And I'm really excited for it.
The pants are ugly. I'm gonna put them
so
on
we do the
right
puzzle,
now.
and we get a Christmas jersey.
I am going to wear those
an
pants
FBI
as we speak.
jacket.
You asked for this. All right, let me turn my volume back up. I'm sad that you can get stuck in the balloons next to the game 10, the Death Barrels and Coffee World. Oh, can you? Oh no. The pants are so tight. Listen, we're about to go full fledged here and find a new outfit. Okay. Okay. Pants are looking good. I could do the sweater. I could do that guy. Look at that. I'm ready to go. I'm straight out of Resident Evil. Look at this hot suit. Look at this hot suit right here. I like it. I might have to keep it. It feels right. I feel like, you know what it is? Hold on. If I put that sweater on, oh, you can't take a jacket off, which really sucks. If I'm like this, I'm like Ross from Friends. Or close enough, you know? I'm just looking. I'm just peeking. I'm just peeking. With the leather pants, yeah, when you can't get them off, yeah. That's weird. That's also kind of, you know, the leather kind of feels right. It kind of feels right to be, you know. Here, we'll just save that for now. Okay, that'll be fine. All right, anyway. Anywho. Chinggis and Brotato playing together would be very entertaining. Oh, if I play with the, oh yeah, they're my homies, man. They're my homies. All right, we're gonna go into Coffee World, but we need to run ads before we do that. So, like we say, I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. If you're not subbed, if you don't have turbo, I always wait. So that is literally what we're gonna do is we're gonna sit here in the lobby and just keep talking about the update and the things while we wait. They added leather pants to fix the walking animations. Oh, to make it look more legit. They could have. I do wish the pants had a less tight version. I just wish that there was more. That's all. Just wish there was more. That's all I wish. One of these days, Alice. So how do the community points work? It's a pool of points. So as everybody gets points while they're playing the event, it's all stuck into one single pool. And then once we reach the required amount, then everybody gets an ID card and a badge. Yeah. We should do bigger lobbies of 5 to 6 players, especially for big maps. I'm sure they've thought about it. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, is the question. They didn't fix the Ure durability? Did they say that they didn't fix it? Flash wishes that there was chaps and no pants. Okay. Funner is in fact not a word. No, that was my Hershey Park word. We would say funner for Hershey Park. Yeah. Are they going to add more updates? They're going to give us more for the character customization. They said that in the patch notes. So just a matter of when. What up, Clay? How are you, friend? I feel like we'll complete it in like a week. Probably. I mean, we're already at what, 20%? And that's after a day? Yeah, probably a week. And we have till June 2nd. So I'm sure that we will do it. Hey, what up, goat? Hope you're all having a great day. We are. We're going through the maps, going through the event maps, just enjoying it. It's been good stuff. I got a die-in that did the Ure ability. No, you had a die-in that fully shut a door. There's a difference. Yeah. Hey, bro, did you find out the puzzles for the dowels? Yeah, bruh, I did. Skibbity. It looked weird when I typed it and it was like, wait, this doesn't look right. 45 seconds and then we're done. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Baron kept getting stuck trying to loop the ghost around the piano and Bleeze. Ooh, I wonder why he was getting stuck. I think it's because of the new player model. I mean, it's kind of funny. It's a little funny. Just a smidge. Hey, bro, what you doing, bro? How are you, Apocalypse? Cap, bro? No, it's not Cap. All right. They're basically done. We're going to wait till they finish, and once they're finished, then we'll go. But yeah, it's been cool, man. I've been enjoying it. I'll definitely be getting some friends together to play. So that way we can go around and do the event stuff and fly through. It feels like they made the space smaller. Well, it's just because there's more stuff now. That's all. Does collecting all the charms give you a page? No. Nope. Nope. Isn't the Ure ability when it closes the door and then the door closed sound is delayed? No, every ghost can do that. Nope, that's from ages ago when that was a thing. That's no longer relevant. Yeah. And not to mention, if it did the Ure ability, it would drain your sanity when it slammed the door shut. Rooms do tend to look smaller when you furnish them. That is the word on the street. All right, let's go back to Coffee World because we love it so much. Because it's great.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
Loving the collab. Me too. Coffee World. Will the dolls disappear after the update? After the update? When the update's over, I could almost guarantee it. I do wish that I could get a good look of the Ferris wheel, like a better look. Yeah. Yeah, I can only assume they're not going to keep the dolls in the game. I mean, maybe they will, but I don't think so. And clock. Photo camera. No, we're going to bring this. No Slendy. Where's the light? Go to the light, Carol Ann. Ghost fart. Run. Run away. 2 for 1. There we go. Nice. Nobody in here. They've been in the bathroom like every single time. There's always one in here taking a leak. Yep, there he is. Every single time. Oh, there's another coffee guy. Do you have to collect every time you go into a map? The dolls? No, once you've done it. Jesus. Once you've done it, you're good. Oh, we want to go back to the percolator. This is hot garbage. Let us do what we want. I love the event style of this. That's great. Boner. Yeah, look inside these tents when you turn the lights on. Hey, get out of here. We're busy. Although my favorite one is definitely the blue tent. Look. Look. This is my favorite one so far. By far. I also love that it has tape on its arm. Love it. Rawr. Rawr. Make sure we don't have any sneakies in here. No sneakies. Okay, is that all of them? Fresh Pot Gift Shop. I assume it is. Okay, now where the hell's the ghost? Oh, there's one right here. Son of a bitch. Got it. Mr. Chinggis. Oh my goodness gracious. Sir, we were sitting here quietly watching you solve the doll puzzle. I was rooting you on. I was like, guys, you need to give him credit where credit is due. He is so good. Hello, sir. You did a great job, though. You did a really good job. How was stream? How are the games? I was going to join up with you, and then we got caught up with stuff. 51 months. Thank you, Mr. Chinggis. Oh. Thank you, sir. That is not what he's... Don't throw lies and slander around here. Don't you dare. I don't see anything on the Ferris wheel, friends. I really wish I did. Chinggis chose a leather raid and not a pleather raid. Oh, what? Oh, it's... Okay, it's here doing literally nothing? How do you get the 3 things for that map? That's very open. The 3 things for that map. What do you mean, the 3 things? Like the 3 seashells? I'm a little confused. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate you. I hope you guys had a blast with Mr. Chinggis. The doll things. Oh, so the dolls on this map, I know that one of them spawns in the blue tent. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head where all 3 of them are. One spawns there. The cheat sheet also says where they are. Hey, you shut your damn lips. Does one spawn over here? No. You son of a bitch. I know that there's one that spawns inside of blue. I know that there's one that spawns over here. See that one right there? I forget where the 3rd one is. Oh, in the food tent? Hold on. Let me go get crucifix where this thing murders my face. Crucifix, and yeah. Ghosty, you shut your lips, okay? Love you. In the food tent? Where did we see it in the food tent? Oh, there it is right there. Yeah. Do I hear another one of those guys? I appreciate the Demolition Man reference. Absolutely. You are very welcome. Oh my God. Get out of the corner. It's in the cock corner. I knew I heard something. I was kind of confused. Yeah, no worries. No worries. Hey, what's up, Bear? Thank you for the super chat, man. Getting back into the game. Any tips? You're about to get back into the game during an event, which is going to get a little bit confusing. Hey, look, orbs. But take your time learning, like relearning the game if you have to. You're throwing a lot of stuff too. Interesting. We have orbicals so far, and that's literally it. That's all I have. He did put himself in timeout. He did. Give me this. Give me this. We're at 71. I don't want it to hunt me quite yet. So we'll take one of those. Get a little stabby stab. Crucifix 25, 3 photos. We'll grab a photo camera. Oh, I could have taken a picture of the shadow guy. Damn it. Mistakes were made. That's okay. Yeah, I really like... Do I like the fact that they made the salt at the beginning of the animation? Yes, I am. Do I hate the idea that you still go through the animation even after you placed it? Yeah, I do. It doesn't make sense. Whoopsies. There's one. Hey, did you touch any templates? No? Okay. Is this the best map for the update in your opinion? No, I'd say no to that because you're outside in the rain. I think the best map in my opinion is probably Nels. Best as in one of the easier ones that you're going to be able to do. What the hell? You son of a bitch. He was just going for a gander. just going for a little walkie. That's okay. Oh, imagine. I need spirit box. I need spirit box. Yes, I do. Oh, please. Oh, we beg thee. Give me. I think it was still this like barrel issue is what just happened. If I had to guess. Okay. It's so loud. Oh my god. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? God damn it. I don't think it's it. Man! Ruining our fun. Okay, this is 8 degrees. Where are you moving to? I have yet to get a new ghost, Mr. Chingus. It just hath not happened. Oh, you're over here now. Oh, well, don't you just suck a butt. But you're over here too. You're confusing. Okay. Banshee, Hantu, Obak. You son of a bitch. missed it by that much. I feel like it's going to take a hot second for me to actually get a new ghosty. I got an Aswang and it was weird to deal with. I would love to deal with them. I would love it. Ghosty, are you here? Oh. Take it. Any happy slappies on any of the stuff? No? All right. Hey, Logan, how are you? Yeah, and I think the biggest thing that makes me sad about this map is definitely back over here. I don't have my flashlight on, but that's okay. There's, oh, I need it. You can't see shit. Hold, please. Where's my sanity? This doesn't make any sense. Well, I don't think I would necessarily say that that's fixed. Line of sight speed up to 17 seconds for an Aswang. That's the best way to tell for no evidence. To have the ghost chase you for 17 seconds? That doesn't seem right. There's a ride called the Percolator, but we can't get on it. And I'm sad. And also, the Espresso Express is back here. Which is some bullshit. That's what I heard, but who'd you hear it from? Have a whole thing there. We can't have fun? No. Yeah, my ghosties have been kind of weenie-esque. Kind of weenies. Stupid Obake. Stupid Obake. How do you think about the new update? Well, I think about the update awesome. I think it's great. The Alan Wake collaboration is wonderful. Fantastic. They heard it from the cheat sheet. Gotcha. Yeah, I have yet to get one of the new ghosts. So I don't know. Might have been Justly. Could be. Could be. Justly does a crap ton of testing just like those other guys do. For sure. Yeah, the update's been wonderful. I love it, man. It has been great. Hey, JT, how are you? All right. It is 11:30. I might have to pass out. It was slightly terrifying. I have yet to see a new ghost. Yet to see one. Even through the games that we did where we were just checking out the map, still no new ghosts. Not a single one yet. Do you think that you'll play Alan Wake, the game? Probably. Yeah, Alan Wake and Alan Wake 2, I would love to actually do a playthrough of. That'd be really neat. I would love it. Okay. I tell you what, friends. I know we didn't play too much tonight, or we didn't stream too much tonight. I just wanted to get a short one in there. But we're going to cut things on the tube and the Keek, and we're going to go find someone to raid. Because it is getting late. Late. But I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. I'm glad that we were able to get the personal one done. So now it's just a matter of the community points. So I would almost, this is going to happen. It's going to happen in like a week. So that'll be done, finished, and over with. And then we'll get the last page. Because it seems like every time we complete one of those things, we get a new page. So we're just missing one. Just a single one. There's all my dolls. All right. Let's go find someone to say hi to. Are you doing to be on tomorrow? Word. Word. Good night, Relentless. Have a good one, friend. Oh, would you stop it? I get it. The ambient sound. I get it. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate you. Okies and dokies. Let's see where we're going to go. Yeah, people that were asking about drops a little bit earlier, we haven't heard anything yet. We're all waiting to hear if anything's going to happen, so we just got to wait for them to say so. Got to wait for them. All right. I would love to get the new ghost. That would be wonderful. But I guess the nice thing is that we're not getting everything done in like a day. So there's still stuff to look forward to. Getting the new ghosts and getting all this stuff. So that's nice. Hey, what's up, Lucky? Am I going on tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow night. Yeah, if I'm not streaming tomorrow night, I'll make sure to give you guys an update and let you know. But I should be. Yeah, and then I will not be here Friday or Sunday. There's a possibility I might not be here Monday. It just depends on how things go. So, hard to say, friends. Hard to say. All right, let's go raid. I know where we're going to go. I know. Enjoy the time away. Thank you, friend. I appreciate you. You're going on my Discord? Oh, is that a threat? No, you absolutely can. The Discord link is in chat. So are the rest of the socials. All of them are there, friends. Let's go raid. I appreciate you guys for tonight. Thank you for being Tuesday in general when I'm not normally streaming. First message if you're a follower, second if you're a sub, and the third is if you're a creepy tier 3 that we love ever so much. Thank you, Juju. Astrog, thank you, friend. Sphinx, appreciate you. Let's go say hi to a friendo that is also playing Phaz and doing the event. So make sure to be kind. Don't spoil. Be active. Have fun. All right. Love you guys. I will see you tomorrow for more fun and shenanigans. Bye.